Today's how to build is on the cowboy bots and their horses. Now, I have to apologize because most of the parts in this minifig, the cowboy bot, are from sets from the 90s because that's when I was doing a lot of my collecting. So this head is the robot from the UFO series. I'll put a link to all the specific parts I mentioned in the description, so where you can find them online to buy. This torso here was from the Western cowboy sets. I thought it was cool how the blue here matched that, so it looks like it's sort of robotic rather than being a denim undershirt. So, you know, I've given him blue hands, black arms. On the legs, I put blue legs on black hips there. I trust you all know how to take apart legs and hips by now. It's something that's not obvious when you first start working with minifigs, but as you get more advanced you realize that the arms and hips are all separable and stuff. And then the hat is the plain gray cowboy hat, again from the Cowboy series. So that's the basic cowboy bot, and you know, I had two of those torsos and two of the heads, so I was able to make a pair of cowboy bot brothers. This one has a stun gun. So this is the old sort of space gun, you know, basic thing that you add different things onto. So I keep dropping it. I think the blue color was from Insectoids. Again, I'll link to this in the description. Putting a trans blue cone on it. This is the old bulb from the light and sound sets. I don't know if they have new type things like this that have little sticks on them. I don't know if they've made those in blue yet, but that would also fit perfectly here. Then the other one has a whip or a lasso, and how I made the lasso is taking a black whip. So black whip like this, another black whip. This one's bent from being in position too long, but basically you want to put this one on upside down from that one, and then loop the bottom around through here, and then go back through the original one. So it's a way of knotting them together so that there we go. It's a pretty tight connection so that it looks like a, you know, like a loop to lasso around and catch people with. So that was a lot of fun. Now the horses, I have another video that shows how to build the basic version of a horse with moving legs here. So go watch that to see how to build this, but I wanted to give you just a second to look at the close-up here just to see the way I did the color variation. So I didn't have really any regular blue cheese slopes when I was doing this, so I had to use a lot of trans blue on the legs here for the little hoofs. But otherwise this is really just that straight up design that I used there, just with different blue and black throughout to make it look cool. So this was sort of a stripe pattern. The eyes are the light trans blue. This is a 1x1 brick with studs on the side. For the other horse, the coloring is a little different. This one's got more blue. This one has more blue in the legs. This one for the eyepiece was a Technic brick, so I'm pushing the studs in, which is a different type of connection there. So they're a little different, but just wanted to give you a close-up on the coloring in case you wanted to make these exact horses to go with your cowboy bots. But again, watch the other video to get the basic shape of the horse. And then I made this mini cowboy bot for 1 second. Copor is, you know, shown attacking this with various little weapons as her example of, or his example of what he can do. This is a black 1x1 Technic brick, which I've stuck some blue hands into. This is a great way when you're making little tiny micro scale people. And then 1x1 blue plate on the bottom, then a round blue plate topped with a gray 1x1 plate. It's cool that it sort of looks like a cowboy hat when it's in that position, so that was a little version. The other things I wanted to show you I did with this, so there's one point where one of these is mounted on his horse, and he actually turns his body at the hips, which is not something a normal minifig can do. So what I did there was I built this piece. So this is 2 1x1 rounds with a 1x1 cylinder and my favorite, jumper plate. So I put that on him, and then I just took one of the legs off the hip here, put that on the horse, and put this on top. From this side, you can't really tell that he's not have normal hips, and it allows them to twist like this. So that was a little trick for the animating that I did. Other thing that happens is at one point one of them gets hit by the stun gun reflected by Malarkey and Copor. So this was the basic blue body. I had this is an alien from Insectoids, or robot. Just turn the head around so you only see the front. And then to make sort of the cowboy hat in blue, so 1x1 tile, this is one of those 2x2 under rounds. And I'm using some putty to keep these together since there's no studs, and to stick it onto the top. So that was just another version of the Cowboy Bot. Not perfect, but you know, works for being in the back of one shot. So that's what I wanted to show with the Cowboy Bots. You might be wondering, what about the giant Cowboy Bot, which is called the Cowmander? Well, that is going to be its own separate how to build, so tune in for that soon.